This is the first foray into this whole idea of truth. And do we think of truth as something kind of indivisible, something whole, a unifying principle, a separate reality? Is truth and reality, are they synonymous? Is truth consists of facts? Is it totally objective? Is it subjective? What is our idea? What do we mean by truth? We tend to look to history, and we expect that historical facts are truth, that we say that these things happened in the past because there's records. And the more records there are, the more multiple attestations, the more voices we have. That we have it creates that we can have confidence that there's criteria for deciding whether something happened or not. Right? Is likely to have happened, and that's the whole academic discipline of history, which is just developed over the last few hundred years. And so that's one sense of truth, that we know something happened because there are facts that are attested to and written by multiple sources, and we say that was the truth. And of course, now as we have more and more ability to record and document things that are happening in the present, then should be easier now to ascertain truth, what is actually happening. And of course, that's what everyone's watching in the news. The idea of that there is an assemblage of facts that somehow can be separate or viewed separately from our feelings about them and our belief system is a bit dodgy, because we are surrounded, assailed to some degree by facts in terms of in the media, or just data of all sorts, and we only can absorb so much. We can only make sense of so much sensory data coming in, conversations, noticing people. We've evolved to make sense of maybe 5% of what we perceive, because any more of that is too overwhelming. If you think about our ancestors on the African plains. This is the example that Dave Snowden uses, the founder of Cynefin. And there's something racing towards you that's got striped and it's big and big teeth, whatever. You're not going to take time to analyze and absorb every single bit of factual data about that, what's happening. You see enough to know that you have to respond. And generally, that's how we operate. We can only respond to a very narrow criteria of facts and of data. What's important is how we make sense of things. That's really, and that depends on our belief system. And our belief system is more emotional in nature, more feeling in nature than necessarily just a matter of processing data. For example, do we feel that things are always working out for us? Do we feel the universe is hostile? Do we feel like humans are inimical to the well-being of the planet? Do we feel that people basically want to get along? Like, what do we have? What's our feeling? How are we inclined? And depending on that, we tend to find or attract or seek out different facts that will be fill in that grid. It seems to me that those two things work together, our belief system and our feelings about what is truth, because we're we want that internal coherence. We're always desiring to make sense of our place in the world. That's been our human quest, always, to make sense of why are we here. And sometimes we require deities. Sometimes we require a total impersonal universe, a mechanistic universe, depending on our personalities, maybe, and our own outlook. And then the facts become the scaffolding for those beliefs. It's pretty fuzzy territory, I think. We're getting into the area of cognitive science, natural sciences, just how we process information. There's a lot to think about.